Welcome to another edition of Panthers Insider alongside women's soccer head coach Troy Fabiano. My name is Matt Menzel. And Coach, still unbeaten coming into the week. What's been maybe the biggest surprise or the most pleasant surprise about the way you guys have been playing this season?
I think just the consistency. We've continued the battle, and a lot of people are bringing up the unbeaten streak, and we tell the kids just keep looking forward, which they have. For us, the next game is the biggest one, including today's game against IUPUI, who sits on top of the standings. So we just keep focused, get the next game, and move forward and try to get better each day.
Has that been encouraging, though, that the players, like you just said, they've been able to take it one game at a time and not maybe read too much into this unbeaten streak?
Oh, of course. I think the biggest thing is also we have so many seniors in our class. They've been through it. So that's important. But like we said, we just keep preaching. They bought into it, and they realize, today's game's a big one against IUPUI. They're top of the standings, and we have to get a result tonight.
Now, as we sit here, the last matchup you guys played was the 4-0 victory at Oakland. Talk a little bit about that matchup. Not only did you guys bring the energy, but just having to deal with the circumstances, the weather, having to move the game indoors, and how that all played a factor.
I think it actually helped. I think, just being in a different environment, being in a bubble. We talked to the girls right before kickoff with the different options. And, we said either we play in the bubble tonight, we play in the bubble tomorrow, or we make a trip back. And they're like, let's just get the result tonight. So we decided to play that night. And they came out and they buzzed around. It was probably one of our better games overall from start to finish. We were able to keep the ball. We were dangerous. We created chances, and we put the ball in the back of the net.
One of the players that has really stepped up, especially off that bench, has been freshman Mackenzie Schill. She's been quite the spark on that offensive side. What is it about her that makes her one of the first players you tend to turn to come off that bench, and what makes her so effective?
I think she just has a knack to score goals. Just like a lot of freshmen, she's been up and down a little bit all year, but she has the ability to score a goal at any point. Physically, she's able to handle the pressure of the college game. She's adjusted that to well. So I think as soon as she finds that consistency, she's going to be even more dangerous.
And when you look at games, there have been games that you've played upwards of 19, 20 players. There have been other games you've played 13, 14. Is that all simply dictated on score? Is there more to that, how you go about subbing?
I think it's also just the flow of the game. Sometimes you have kids that are, are into it. Sometimes you have kids that are struggling. So sometimes just the flow of the game. Obviously, the score plays into it. I think the biggest thing is, from top to bottom, and we've preached about this before, even in training, the environment has been very competitive. So kids that maybe don't get their, number called on a certain day, but get it called the next day are ready to play, which sometimes is, hard to stay engaged. And they've been able to do that. And I think, obviously when you're positive on the side of getting results, it's a little bit easier than if you're on the other side of them.
How about a matchup like IUPUI, brand new to the Horizon League, brand new to facing Milwaukee all the time? Does it take a little bit more time to prepare for a matchup like this, where as opposed to Green Bay or Cleveland State, a team you guys are used to seeing annually?
I just think, you prepare for everybody the same way. I think, every year, people are constantly adding players, losing players. So we approach it the same way, even though we didn't see them last year. So we did our scouting report. We tend to train the way we still train about ourselves. But other than that, it's the same routine.
Finally, what are you looking forward to these final couple of weeks of the regular season?
Just game by game. You're getting to the point of, seeding and everything else for conference tournament, and the competitive side of it. But we're just continuing to grind away and try to get the next result.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
That's Milwaukee Panther women's soccer head coach Troy Fabiano.